Hello, I'm Jeremy Lord, and today we'll be talking about basically the dangers that we face with mandatory labeling of genetically modified. Some of the key reasons that are cited for continuing to, or the continued push to label genetically modified foods, provides a consumer with choices by just showing them which products are genetically modified, also providing greater information to them. And there is some concern for the protection of food sources by having government oversight involved in the entire process. And what I've found is that the European Union, the only reason that they require the mandatory labeling so people can make a full and informed choice, but that ends up not really being the case. This graphic represents the different market shares with a GM to non-GM profit ratio, and this is the person who actually is going to make the choice here is the producer of the entire the food product. If they expect to end up on the left side of the ISO profit line, then they'll choose to make their products with non-GM foods. If they can stay on the line or stay to the right of it, then GM foods will be what they use. That basically makes it what's in the stores then. So, and a lot of reports that you can't actually find the GM products, GM labeled products in the European Union or Japan, just because the retailers and the have stopped producing or stopped making room on their shelves for it because they weren't selling in the same product line. So, and it made it basically just a target for the anti GM groups, so that they could just pick out that product has a label on it. No other information is provided other than it's genetically modified. The consumer doesn't get to know what the modification is, and it basically just allows the consumer, they know it's genetically modified, don't know what it means. Government, as far as government oversight is concerned, it doesn't really end up playing into the factor very much. It really basically depends on how much the citizens trust their government. And it shows differences in the opinion of government regulation and scientist coverage between China, United States, Canada, and Europe, Japan. Obviously, Europe and Japan have the mandatory regulations. 70%, most U.S. consumers don't really care. We're fairly different on the whole thing. As long as it's cheaper, that's what we'll buy. Market share is the big issue as far as the companies are concerned. And relabeling the products, the FDA estimates that upwards around $50,000 per product for relabeling. All in all, several different organizations involved, that a lot of different people have to come together to make these labeling work, and it won't, is what it really comes down to. U.S. consumers don't really care, and cost is their main price point, or their main decision-making point. So if it costs less, they'll buy the GM food even if it is labeled.